In early 2026, the streets of Querétaro erupted. Two polarized factions clashed over the state's family court system, bringing public discourse to a halt. On one side, men's rights collectives march under banners reading, "I am a dad, not a criminal." They argue that a systemic use of false abuse allegations is being used to strip away their parental rights, leading to formal demands for a specialized prosecutor for men. On the other side, feminist organizations and academics pushed back, citing the high statistical reality of gender violence in the state. They argue that the current legal framework is a necessary defense against real and documented aggression. Legal experts have dismissed the proposed men's prosecutor as unconstitutional. They point out that Mexico's justice system assigns specialized agencies based on documented patterns of vulnerability, not biological identity. This battle over adult rights turned a structural crisis into a gender war, leaving the actual human cost of the legal system in the shadows. While adults fight for control of the narrative, the most vulnerable actors in the courtroom have been silenced: the children. This is the judicialization of childhood. It is the process where a minor's life is redefined by legal codes and court dates. High-conflict separations often transform human beings into tools for litigation. Children are turned into evidentiary blocks used to secure custody or negotiate financial settlements. The adversarial model places the child's development at the center of a win-or-lose contest. To change the outcome for these kids, we have to look at how the machinery of the courtroom actually functions. The adversarial trap begins with incentives. In traditional family law, parents are often rewarded for how effectively they can discredit the other side to secure sole custody. This dynamic exploits the precautionary principle. If a parent introduces a severe criminal claim, like abuse, the legal system must prioritize immediate safety. When an abuse claim enters a custody dispute, the state immediately severs contact to protect the minor. But under-resourced investigators cannot verify claims quickly. Families enter a legal limbo where cases stall for years. During this period, the child undergoes pariteje continuo. This involves a series of invasive psychological evaluations and interviews by multiple experts that can dominate the child's developmental years. A mechanism designed for protection becomes the primary factor that keeps the child trapped in a state of conflict. To maintain some connection, the state uses SECOFAMs, Supervised Family Coexistence Centers. These are meant to be safe environments for parents and children to meet while investigations are pending. The physical reality of these centers is sterile and monitored. These windowless institutional spaces are designed for observation, which frequently induces anxiety in children. Records show that parents often use these visits to document the other's mistakes for court, rather than for bonding. They turn a supervised hour into a chance to gather new evidence. When children are kept in these artificial environments for years, their natural family bonds often erode. The institutional setting itself becomes a source of trauma. Resolving this crisis requires a shift away from the traditional model that prioritizes the grievances of the adults. There is a supreme legal principle in Mexico that overrides all other parental disputes: the best interest of the child. Mexico's constitution makes this principle an absolute mandate. It requires judges and state agencies to prioritize the child's psychological stability over the procedural demands of the parents. Full adherence to this law makes the current adversarial model difficult to justify, as it necessitates a system built around the child's long-term well-being. Querétaro is implementing 3 structural reforms to address this. The first is mandatory mediation. Requiring parents to undergo collaborative dialogue before filing a lawsuit reduces the volume of cases entering the court system. The second is fast-tracked triage. The state is deploying neutral, audited experts to investigate claims quickly. This filters the claims to identify real danger and resolve disputes before the child enters the limbo of long-term litigation. The third reform is deinstitutionalization. There is a move to replace sterile CE-COFAM centers with visits in public spaces like libraries and cultural centers, allowing for supervised interaction in a normal environment. A family justice system proves its efficacy by safeguarding a child's right to grow up outside the reach of the courtroom. Its success is measured by the protection of the next generation.